If you've been dreaming about a place where life feels a little more intentional, discover the Canopy in Sebastopol by City Ventures. This new community offers solar-powered homes, surrounded by mature trees, nature preserves, and walking trails, with a vibrant local downtown, renowned wineries, and the Bay Area all within easy reach. Enjoy low-maintenance living, refined design, and built-in eco-friendly features that make everyday life easier. Start your next chapter at the Canopy by City Ventures. Visit cityventures.com. That's cityventures.com.
It's time for this week's Here's How. And this week, here's how to damage the relationship you have with your wife. Say that you met a fella in the park that you felt like you really got along with, so you're going to go out and meet him and his wife tonight for drinks, maybe a bit of dinner. Tell her that you didn't mention her to them though, because you didn't think they'd get along with her because of the way she is. Then send yourself a text that says that the guy can't make it, but his wife doesn't like letting people down, so she'll still be going there to meet you. So tell her that you'd hate to let this guy's wife down because it's a new dynamic and you don't want to seem untrustworthy or flaky to them. Whilst you sat with her in the car, call into a radio show and say that you're currently arguing. Say that your wife wants to have the dog put down because she wants new, lighter coloured carpets. Say her first name on air and say that you just think that it's disgusting because you're such an animal lover. And then ask the host if he'll put it out to the listeners for advice as to what you should do about your situation. Collect the sanitary products, scratch away any regular discharge for disposal, and keep any bloody bits. Amass them together in a jar. Then, when you've got enough, you're going to form them into a homunculus and name it after whatever name it is that she always brings up about kids that you dislike. It is imperative that you keep it a secret until you're finished with the formation of limbs and the shape is set. This could take you a number of years dependent on the flow of your missus, and how accessible the bins at her office are for members of the public. Whenever she starts talking about how her mum's been in touch, remind her that her mum has had sex with a guy almost likely before her conception and definitely after. Make it clear, like definitely since your conception. Really drive the point home to her. Wait until a woman's killed in your city and then go and get her name tattooed on your upper arm with the date of a death that you just got out of the newspaper with a little love heart around it. Pour some of the juice out of a tin of sardines into your palm. Then use a finger to smear it around the bed sheets, around the part that her midriff would be, so that you can start to tell her that it's her. Just make sure that you don't use the sunflower oil or chili infused, or even worse, the tomato ones. She'll never believe you. Ring her up while she's at work and you're at home and tell her that the cat's just died. When you clip your toenails, cut the offcuts into sharp bits and then lay them out on the bed or a tabletop and scrape them up and down your own back, trying to draw blood. Then, when she sees them, she'll kick off and think you've been putting it about a bit, but then you can explain how you chop your toenail clippings up into little keratinous daggers and you just roll around in the bed with them or where you eat your tea. Start spraying fart spray around the house all the time. Maybe even dab it around so the smell's consistent. Then, when she's coming home through the door one day, let her catch you painting raw egg onto the skirting boards and say, "I've never done this before." She will think you've been spreading egg around the house and you can just laugh in her face because you know the truth. Maybe you want to serenade her in the bedroom as you strip down to having your bollocks out. When all the clothes are off, just swing your dick and balls back and forth and continue the song. Well, when your mum comes round, I like to sniff her sweaty shoes. Haven't you always wondered why I slip off to the new bathroom? I'm in there wanking over her shoes. Then I sneak them back into the main hallway. Into the dog bowl, I spaffed my seat. In the clean laundry, I've snuck in some cum. I use the tea towels when I dry off my knob. Outside the front door, I was nearly caught. I never did that again. When I board a bus, I like to flash the driver my balls. Maybe I'll hang them over the top of my elastic waistband, showing my scrotum. I'll flash me gooch to the unsuspecting lady down aisle 3. I'll pull my knob out. I'll pretend it's a gun. Expose my ball bag under the table at lunch. Pucker my bum hole to a horse at the farm. I'll pinch my nipples when I'm paying by card. I thought it'd help me make friends. And that's the end of this week's Here's How. Hey, dead quick, while I've got you, did you know I've got a Patreon with about 400 bonus shows on now? You can join it for a free 7-day trial, or if you buy something off my website that I ship out myself, which isn't like the shirts and that, but the skin stuff and rocks and stuff, then I'll chuck you in a free month anyway. But give the Patreon a try, and for listening all the way to the end, I'll give you a little discount code. Use the discount code I Hate My Wife, all lowercase, on Fat Pete's Prints on Etsy. There'll be a link in my link tree for Fat Pete's Prints. You get 10% off the shirts that I put on there, some of the ones that you'll see in the Cute Vintages videos. Also, please leave a like, and all that sort of stuff. Maybe leave a comment underneath as well. Might help me reach more people. And thank you for listening. It's mad to think that I've been doing these for years.